going on YouTube? Ronin Frog 87 here, guys, and today I wanted to ask a question, whether or not pendulums are destroying Yu-Gi-Oh! Are they killing Yu-Gi-Oh! And what brought about this question? Well, I've been watching a few Yu-Gi-Oh! videos, and a couple of weeks ago there's that one video collab between Asian Eyes and MCO40 where they're just talking about the state of the game and how they're basically saying that Konami's, their sales, for Yu-Gi-Oh! At least, they're kind of down, or they're not what they should be. They are making a lot of money, but they're not making as much as they should be. And also the fact that, across the board, regionals, YCS, UDS, whatever, ARG, whatever, attendance is down. And I believe there was this, I can't remember, I think they said there was this regionals in LA, where LA regionals usually get, at least 1,000 people. But I think at this one, there was only like around 600 people or 500. Yes, that's still a lot of people, but that's only half. And that's really troubling. That's really disconcerting. And so taking all those factors, what gives? Why is Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of on this decline, I guess? I don't know, but I kind of want to blame it on pendulums. And yes, I gotta, be honest about this. I really hate that mechanic. I don't like it at all. And no, I'm not one of those people who were like, when Synchros and Xyz came out, was like, oh my god, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is dying. What the hell is this shit? No, I wasn't. Because, I thought Xyz were cool, Synchros were cool. And I really love the whole Xyz concept. I really do. I really, welcome that concept with open arms. But the pendulum, not so much. Because it's really an unfair mechanic. Basically, you summon, you get to spam a bunch of monsters. Pendulum monsters themselves, instead of going to the graveyard, they go to your extra deck. And then you can summon them, you can special summon them out of your extra deck. Like, what the hell? Like, you're basically getting something for nothing. Whereas with Synchros and Xyz, yes, you can spam them, but you have to devote resources from your deck. And pendulums, yes, too, you do have to devote resources from your deck. But once they get destroyed, or you Synchro summon with them or whatever, they go to your extra deck, and then you can just summon them on your turn. Once you can perform your pendulum summon once per turn, and you just spam them out again, and you can do whatever you want with them. You can tribute them, you can Synchro with them, you can Xyz with them. You can do a lot of stuff with them, and I think that's really unfair. And it looks like I'm not the only person who thinks that's really unfair. MCO40 and Asian Eyes, they also speculated, I guess, that maybe part of the problem is pendulums. Maybe that, hey, this is the tipping point. And at first it was Synchros, but everyone accepted them. Most people accepted Synchros. Most people accepted Xyz, but I guess Pendulum Monsters were the straw that broke the camel's back. And that's saying something, because when there's a lot of broken archetypes out there at full power that kind of like turned off a lot of people, but it really didn't, not to this degree. There was Dragon Rulers, for crying out loud. We had Dragon Rulers and Necros, and people still continued to play the game. But now we have pendulums, and it's showing that, I guess, I don't know, there's a correlation. I'm not, correlation is not causation. Maybe pendulums aren't the cause and the exact reason why Yu-Gi-Oh's numbers are so down right now. But, ever since they hit the scene, there's a correlation there. Ever since they hit the scene, that's when the numbers started dropping. So are pendulums killing the game? Maybe it's unfair to say that pendulums are the exact cause for this decline, but you cannot ignore the fact that there is a strong correlation between the two. And I would have been okay with the pendulum mechanic if they didn't go to your extra deck. I would have been okay with that. You complete your scale, you can special summon from your hand, but that's it. That's it. You couldn't special summon from your extra deck. I hate that concept. That's really unfair. And I also would have been okay with it is, okay, maybe they do go to the extra deck, but them going to your extra deck counts towards your 15 extra deck limit. That was hard for me to say. I don't know why. So let's say you had 15 monsters in your extra deck, and since 15 monsters is the cap on the extra deck, and say your pendulum monster gets destroyed, nope, you can't. It does not go to the extra deck because it's too full. It has to go to your graveyard. However, if you synchro summon or Xyz summon, say you have 14 monsters, and let's say your pendulum monster goes to the graveyard, only one can go, because now instead of having 14, you have 15. But that's it. Only one can go. I would be okay with the pendulum mechanic if that was the case, but it's not, and I'm not okay with that mechanic. I really don't like this mechanic, and I hope Konami changes something soon, because I hope these numbers terrify them. I hope these numbers signify saying, hey, we don't like, the majority of us do not like the pendulum mechanic. We think it's unfair. We think, it's unbalanced, and that's saying something, because there's a lot of unbalanced stuff in this game. But for pendulums to be the tipping point, there's a problem. Like I said, maybe pendulums aren't the exact cause of it. Maybe there's other factors, but it's really hard to ignore that. Maybe it's too hard to ignore the correlation, and I think it's not a coincidence. That's just me. All right, guys, what about you? What do you guys think? Do you really hate the pendulum mechanic? Do you dislike it? Do you think it's fair? Do you think I'm just bitching and complaining? Do you think people who don't like this mechanic need to stop complaining? I don't know. Let me know your opinion down below. As always, I'm Ronin Frog 87. I bid you farewell. I hope to see you guys on the next one.